Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our practice lesson for Idgham, lesson 2C in level 2 of our Simple Guide to Tajweed series, brought to you by Blossoms of Faith. We will practice what we have learned about Idgham in our lesson by applying it to a few examples in the Qur'an. After learning about Idgham, let's test our practical skills in applying Idgham in the following ayahs or parts of ayahs. Can you find Idgham in the following examples? First, let's find the Noon Saakinah without sukoon sign or the unequal Tanween set followed by one of Yarmulun letters in each example. In this example, we find unequal Tanween Dhamma followed by letter Laam. Letter Laam is from the letters of Yarmulun. Therefore, Tanween will be pronounced applying the rule of Idgham. And since the Laam after the Tanween is from the letters of Narmal, Idgham is complete, and the presence of Shadda on the Laam confirms this. This means that both parts of the Noon Saakinah of Tanween have merged into the following letter. But since the Laam is not from the Yanmu letters, the Idgham will be without Ghunnah, as the Noon has completely merged with both its nasal and tongue parts into the Laam. Therefore, we will not hear nasal sound, and the tongue will not go to the point of articulation of the Noon.
فعال لما فعال لما فعال لما يريد فعال لما يريد.
In the first example, we find unequal Tanween Dhamma followed by letter Ya, and unequal Tanween Kasra followed by letter Waw, both of which are from the letters of Yarmulun. Therefore, Tanween will be pronounced applying the rule of Idgham. And since Ya and Waw are not from the letters of Narmal, Idgham is incomplete, and the absence of Shadda on both letters confirms this. This means that only the tongue part of the Noon Saakinah of Tanween has merged into the following letter, and the nasal part hasn't merged, so we can hear prolonged Ghunnah. As Ya and Waw are from the Yanmu letters, the Idgham will be with prolonged Ghunnah. Notice that the sound is distributed equally between the nasal part and the mouth.
قلوب يومئذ قلوب يومئذ يومئذ واجفة يومئذ واجفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة.
In the second example, we find unequal Tanween Kasra followed by letter Meem, and Noon Saakinah without the sukoon sign followed by letter Meem. Letter Meem is from the letters of Yarmulun, so both will be pronounced applying the rule of Idgham. And since Meem is from the letters of Narmal, it is complete Idgham, and the presence of Shadda on the Meem confirms this, which means both parts of the Noon Saakinah or Noon Saakinah of Tanween have merged into the following letter, which is Meem. And since the Meem is from the letters of Yanmu, the Idgham will be with prolonged Ghunnah. Notice that the source of the Ghunnah is the Meem mushaddada, resulting from complete Idgham, and not from the nasal part of the Noon Saakinah or Noon Saakinah of Tanween.
بسورة من مثله فأتوا بسورة من مثله فأتوا بسورة من مثله.
In the third example, we find unequal Tanween Fatha followed by letter Meem and Noon Saakinah without the sukoon sign followed by letter Ra. Letters Meem and Ra are from the letters of Yarmulun, so both will be pronounced applying the rule of Idgham. And since both Meem and Ra are from the letters of Narmal, Idgham is complete in both cases, and the presence of Shadda on the Meem and Ra confirms this. This means both parts of the Noon Saakinah or Noon Saakinah of Tanween have merged into the following letter. But in the case of Meem, since it is from the letters of Yanmu, the Idgham will be with prolonged Ghunnah. Remember that the source of the Ghunnah is not from the Noon Saakinah, as the presence of the Shadda indicates that the Noon has merged with both its tongue and nasal parts into the Meem. So the source of the prolonged Ghunnah is the Meem mushaddada, resulting from Idgham. While in the case of Ra, since it is not from Yanmu letters, the Idgham will be without Ghunnah, as the Noon has completely merged with both its nasal and tongue parts into the Ra.
جزاء من جزاء من ربك جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا.
In the first example, we find Noon Saakinah without the Sukoon sign, followed by letter Laam, and another Noon Saakinah followed by letter Ya. Letters Lam and Ya are from the letters of Yarmulun, so both will be pronounced applying the rule of Idgham. Letter Lam is from the letters of Narmal, so in this case Idgham is complete, and the presence of Shadda on the Lam confirms this. This means that both parts of the Noon Saakinah have merged into the Lam, so we will not hear Noon or Ghunnah after merging.
ألن
But in the case of Ya, since it is not from the letters of Narmal, Idgham will be incomplete, and the absence of Shadda confirms this. And since it is from the letters of Yanmu, the Idgham will be with prolonged Ghunnah. This is because only the tongue part of the Noon has merged into the Ya, and the nasal part didn't merge.
لن يقدر ألن لن يقدر أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد.
In the second example, we find unequal Tanween Dhamma followed by letter Ya, Tanween Kasra followed by letter Noon, and when connecting Ayah 8 and 9, Tanween Dhamma followed by letter Lam. Letters Ya, Noon, and Lam are all from the letters of Yarmulun, so all will be pronounced applying the rule of Idgham. Since letter Ya is not from the letters of Narmal, Idgham will be incomplete, and the absence of Shadda confirms this. And since it is from the letters of Yanmu, the Idgham will be with prolonged Ghunnah. This is because only the tongue part of the Noon Saakinah of Tanween has merged into the Ya, and the nasal part didn't merge. But letters Noon and Lam are from the letters of Narmal, so Idgham is complete in these two cases, and the presence of Shadda on the Noon and Lam confirms this. This means that both parts of the Noon Saakinah of Tanween have merged into the following letter. But since Noon is one of the letters of Yanmu, Idgham will be with Ghunnah, but the source of the Idgham is not the Noon Saakinah of Tanween. Its source is the Noon mushaddada that resulted from merging. In the case of merging into Lam, there will be no Ghunnah, as both parts of the Noon have merged into the Lam.
وجوه يومئذ 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 ناعمة يومئذ ناعمة ناعمة لسعيها ناعمة لسعيها وجوه يومئذ ناعمة وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية لسعيها راضية وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية.
Thank you for listening and see you next time where we will talk about qalb, which is the third rule of Noon Saakinah and Tanween rules. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.